Some deaths end a life quietly. These didn't. New York City, December 8th, 1980. John Lennon has just finished a recording session and is walking back into the Dakota, the building he calls home. A man is waiting by the entrance. Hours earlier, that same man had asked Lennon for an autograph, and Lennon had signed it, smiling for a photograph. Now, the man raises a revolver and fires 5 shots. Lennon staggers up the steps toward the security office before collapsing. He is pronounced dead at the hospital less than an hour later. He is 40 years old. The man who shot him had been standing there all day, waiting. Corpus Christi, Texas, March 31st, 1995. Selena Quintanilla, the biggest name in Tejano music, walks into a Days Inn motel room to settle a financial dispute with the president of her fan club. The conversation turns hostile. As Selena tries to leave the room, the woman pulls out a pistol and fires once, hitting her in the back. Selena runs down the hallway toward the lobby, bleeding, and collapses near the front desk, naming her attacker before losing consciousness. She dies at the hospital that afternoon. She is 23.
Los Angeles, April 1st, 1984. Marvin Gaye is staying at his parents' house, trying to rebuild his life after years of addiction and financial collapse. An argument breaks out between him and his father over a misplaced insurance document. His father retrieves a handgun Marvin had given him for protection. Marvin walks into his father's bedroom. His father fires twice at close range. Marvin dies almost instantly, one day before his 45th birthday. South Lake Tahoe, January 5th, 1998. Sonny Bono, once half of the biggest pop duo in America and now a sitting congressman, is skiing an intermediate run at Heavenly Ski Resort with his family nearby. He veers off the groomed trail into the trees. At high speed, he strikes a pine tree head first. There are no witnesses to the moment of impact. He is found only after his family realizes he never made it down the mountain. He dies instantly from the trauma. He is 62. Aviemore, Quebec, March 18th, 2009. Actress Natasha Richardson is taking a beginner's ski lesson on a gentle slope when she falls, hitting the back of her head on the snow. She initially laughs it off, refusing medical attention, insisting she feels fine. An hour later, she develops a severe headache. By the time she's transported to a hospital, the injury, a torn artery causing bleeding inside her skull, has become catastrophic. She dies 2 days later at 45, a textbook case of what doctors call talk and die syndrome, where the brain seems fine right up until it isn't. Marsh Harbor, the Bahamas, August 25th, 2001. Singer Aaliyah has just wrapped filming a music video and boards a small twin-engine plane, along with her styling and production team, to fly back to Florida. The aircraft is overloaded, carrying far more weight than it's rated for, and the pilot at the controls is not properly certified to fly it. Witnesses on the ground watch it struggle to climb after takeoff, bank sharply, then plunge into marshy scrubland just beyond the runway before erupting into flames. All 9 people on board are killed instantly. She is 22. Indio, California, July 23rd, 1982. During the filming of Twilight Zone the movie, a helicopter hovering low above actor Vic Morrow and 2 child actors is struck by debris from a special effects explosion. The pilot loses control, the helicopter's tail rotor collapses, and the aircraft crashes directly onto them. All 3 are killed instantly. The incident becomes one of the most infamous on-set tragedies in Hollywood history and reshapes safety regulations across the entire film industry. Wilmington, North Carolina, March 31st, 1993. Actor Brandon Lee, son of martial arts icon Bruce Lee, is filming a scene for The Crow that calls for a gun to be fired at close range, loaded only with a blank cartridge. Unknown to the crew, a dummy bullet had been lodged in the barrel during an earlier scene. When the blank fires, it propels that lodged fragment forward like a real bullet. It strikes Lee in the abdomen. He collapses on set, and the crew initially assumes it's part of the performance. He dies hours later in surgery. He is 28, dying in almost the same eerie manner his father had 20 years earlier off camera.
Los Angeles, November 12, 1981. Actor William Holden, alone in his apartment after a night of drinking, slips on a rug. He strikes his head on a nightstand as he falls. The wound bleeds, but he never calls for help, likely unaware of how serious it is. Days pass before anyone finds him. The coroner determines he had been alive for some time after the fall, conscious enough to try to stop the bleeding with tissues, but too impaired to reach a phone. He is 63. Los Angeles, August 9th, 1969. Actress Sharon Tate, 8.5 months pregnant, is hosting friends at her rented home in Benedict Canyon when 4 members of a cult break in during the night. What follows becomes one of the most notorious crimes in American history. Tate and 4 others are killed. The murders, ordered by a man who was never even present that night, expose how easily charisma can curdle into control and how fame can make a home a target. She is 26. 10 different nights, 10 different endings. A doorway, a motel hallway, a mountainside, a rafter, a rug. Fame promises you the spotlight, but it never promises you control over the moment it finds you.